had a number of clients lately come to me saying they have to move through their anger in order for them to move on in their life. I was surprised. When I think of moving through anger, that's not something that sounds exciting to me. Think of maybe all the times in your life where you've been angry. All of the times where somebody's made you mad. Yes, that emotion gets stuck in the physical body. But could you imagine being told you have to move through that before you can move on in your life? Wow. That doesn't feel like a task I would like to take on. When it comes to the different emotions that you've experienced along your journey, the emotions can be referenced as unrest. If you think in terms of, yes, you were in a relationship with someone and, well, it didn't go so well and there were things that made you mad and now you're disappointed and you're annoyed with Could you imagine if you connected with that relationship and you could feel something inside of your body, the thoughts running through your head? If you just referenced it as, there's some unrest inside. Doesn't that feel like something that's more manageable? Something that you could attempt to move through, you could attempt to work through? I've talked about the unrest as being the whole world of reactions to me. That's something that I talk a lot about, our reactions that surface in our day-to-day life. And when you think in terms of unrest, one side of it is having, when you think of a sleep at night where you feel so rested in the morning, you feel rested. But those nights where you don't get a really great sleep, you don't feel so great the next day. And maybe you do, but the next night and the next night, you don't feel so rested. So if you think in terms of how would you be if you're moving about your day-to-day feeling kind of tired and feeling kind of drained and you just can't really get motivated to do the thing, that's unrest. And the same thing is when it comes to the emotions. But when it comes to things like anger and frustration and annoyance that people talk about, to reference it as unrest is a lot more friendly and a lot more gentle when it comes to moving through it. Because growing up, maybe we came to learn that all of the emotions we were feeling, especially if they were the negative ones, it just ends up making you mad. And now everything is labeled, well, you're just mad. That may not be a truth. But somewhere growing up, maybe you just learned when you feel this way that, well, that's what they called anger. And that might not even be your truth. So I invite you, when it comes to anything that you're feeling, if you're referencing it in a relationship or if you're referencing it in something you're moving through, if you kind of step back and go, yeah, you know what, just feeling a little unrest inside, it will help you to move through whatever it is you're feeling that day. Doesn't have to be labeled as anything. Doesn't have to be, well, they made me mad and now I have to, deal with my anger. I just invite you, when it comes to everyday life, there's going to be emotions. And everyday life stuff is going to surface. And how you deal with it makes all the difference. So if you want to quickly shift through your unrest, I would invite you to connect with me. See, most people think that time shifts your experiences, and it doesn't. You shifting is what creates all of the changes that you could ever want. But most people need help with that shift. And most people need help to move through the unrest. Because you can't see your own blind spots, and I'm no different. To move through my unrest is what I work with. And I'm here to help. So again, if you want to move through, if you want to quickly shift through any unrest you're dealing with, any unrest when it comes to just, blocking you from moving forward, creating limitations inside of you, things that are kind of holding you back, then I invite you to connect with me. I'm Sheila Unique, and my business is the Unique Approach. It is the unique approach to shifting quickly through any unrest you may be experiencing.